I'm your host, Tony Clement, here with Krystle Wittevrongel. She is a public policy analyst at the Montreal Economic Institute. Krystle, not trying to belabor the point, but it seems like all of the public policy hitherto, the last budget being the start of an exception, but hitherto has been all about carbon taxes and how carbon taxes are going to drive us to net zero. But really, your point is you've got to use a different suite of public policy options if we're going to meet our targets. So that's what you're hoping to see more of this in future federal budgets and provincial policies then?
Absolutely. And so when we look back at COP26, one of the things that came out of COP26 was the Glasgow Climate Pact, which has about 200 signatories. Canada is one of them. And within that, they recognize the need to accelerate technological advancements and other sorts of ways of looking at deeper, more sustained, and more rapid greenhouse gas emission reductions. So technologically, we know that we need to do this. The federal government has said we cannot get to net zero without it. Other agencies have also said this. It's really a matter of looking at it. The technologies have been available in one form or another since the 70s. They're there. They just haven't been developed on a large scale due to a number of things like large, operating costs or upfront costs and that sort of thing.
Right.
So this investment tax credit could really do a great service to helping those get off the ground. And then a performance-based tax credit could really do a great service to helping innovate and find more efficient and more robust methods of capturing more, storing more, and using more. If the incentives are there, I do believe we will start to see some sustained movement in these fields.
We talked a little bit about the United States and they're kind of moving forward with alacrity in some of these areas. Is there anywhere else in the world that stands out as getting the policy right on carbon capture, utilization, and storage?
I don't know if I would say anywhere really has it right. There are some places where it seems to be more motivating. And like we've talked about, the United States is sort of more of a business case for investment when it comes to their policies surrounding carbon capture, utilization, and storage. There are some jurisdictions in Europe, although they have their own challenges as well. I do think that our regulatory, our financial, our organizational factors here in Canada, along with the United States, we do have great potential. It also falls to where the storage basins lie. There are costs associated with the operating of these facilities as well, transporting the emissions from one place to another before they're stored. There's great costs that lie with that. And so the more we get deployed, the quicker we get these up to scale, and on a larger scale, we can start to see declining costs as well. So I think while there is nowhere that has perfect policy, I think there are some bits and pieces we can learn, but we do have the potential to lead in this area.
Do you think at the next COP meeting, this will be more of a mainstream topic? Is that what your aspiration would be?
I think so. I think that seeing over the last year how many new CCUS facilities and clusters and that sort of thing have come onto the books, I think is a very promising sign. There are long lead times to some of these projects as well. So while we're seeing them coming up and coming into fruition, it'll be a number of years before they're actually operational and, starting to see those huge sustained reductions that we anticipate. But I think that as more get up and running and more are operational as time goes on, we will start to have a bigger part of the conversation because there are bigger benefits that are more tangible in the moment of that COP27 that will be coming up.
Krystle Wittevrongel, thank you so much for joining us here on Boom and Bust today. A very interesting chat, and we wish you well in your research.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.